Hey everybody, this is Flavio Romeo, and on this episode of the Towncast, we had the opportunity of talking to Jane Steuerfeld, who's the executive director of the Thomas Edison Film Festival, and Vera Sirota, who is the communications associate at the Hoboken Historical Museum. And they each share their roles and what their organizations are all about. All right, enjoy the episode, everybody. All right, everybody, so here we are. We are in the Hoboken Historical Museum, and we're fortunate to have Vera here, and you are give me your title, because I already forgot. She told me 7 seconds ago.
Communications Associate, welcome to the Hoboken Historical Museum.
She has that whole written down, I just noticed that. And I'm here with Jane, and Jane is the Executive Director of the Thomas Edison Film Festival. So we're going to talk to Jane about the festival, and then we're going to give you a quick tour of the museum, which is, I had a chance to see it already. It's small, it's intimate, but it's absolutely beautiful. The history of Hoboken, of course, the first thing you think about when you think about Hoboken is Frank Sinatra, but there's so much more story behind it. And every 7 to 8 weeks they have this upper area where they feature local artists, anything artistic to do with the community of Hoboken, which is so rich. How old is Hoboken? Do you know offhand?
We got to ask Bob.
Bob's the guy. Well, we'll hear from Bob. We'll hear from Bob a little later. So Jane, let me ask you a question. How long has the Thomas Edison Film Festival been around?
Well, the festival started really in 1981. Wow. So we are in our 44th consecutive year. It's a pretty good run.
Yeah.
It was initiated by John Columbus. He's the founder of the festival, and his idea was to celebrate the short film. Short experimental films.
So that's what you focus on, is
yeah.
That was really good quote too.
Yeah, I know. See how technology works. We were talking about Thomas Edison.
Right.
So tell the history of Thomas Edison, because I don't think a lot of people know.
I'm sure not. Yeah. So Thomas Edison was, of course, an incredible inventor and a genius and an amazing person, and was also really interested in how technology, right, could interact with people. His phonograph, right? Edison's phonograph. I think a lot of people know about that. Hopefully, everyone knows that he invented the light bulb.
Right. And that's usually what people think about
the light bulb.
Edison.
But he did so many things. It's a laundry list. But one of
amazing number of patents that he owned.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So, but film was another thing he was interested in, and one of his partners, workers, named Dixon, was really interested in film, and he was actually the filmmaker who spearheaded all of these short film experiments in Edison's studio in West Orange, New Jersey.
Do you remember how long ago that was? Like, when was it?
Oh gosh,
20s
this is the way
teens?
before. Yeah, the late 1800s
Wow.
into the early 1900s.
Yeah, because when you think of film, people think, the silent movies of the 20s.
Yeah,
It
well,
started
no,
so far before
way
that.
before.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. So Dixon got ideas to just do sort of very simple, like, actions with people in Edison's studio called the Black Maria. They built a studio, and Edison, in his genius again, used the idea of a turntable so the studio could rotate with the sun. Save money. You don't have to light it up. So
They used the sun, and as the sun was moving, the studio
And
moved.
so green.
Yes.
Exactly. There you go.
Exactly.
Wow.
So that's kind of the origin. So Dixon made one of the early films was about American firemen and and rescuing people. Anything that was dramatic or fun. A kiss.
Right.
He shot people like lifting weight, all this kind of stuff.
Emotion. Yeah.
So, the festival, then known as the Black Maria, it was named for Edison's studio.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the original thing. Most people don't know what the Black Maria
No.
is or was.
Right.
And we felt that really it was Edison's inventions and Edison's, brilliance and genius and experimentation was what was really important about the films that we celebrate.
Yeah, and I
So-
love that you focus on short films.
Yeah.
Because there's so many festivals. We just ended the Garden State Film Festival, which covers a wide variety of different types
Features,
of film.
of course.
Features, shorts,
Sure.
music videos, etc.
Yeah.
But the fact that you focus strictly on short videos now,
We do.
what are the dates of the festival?
Well, we kick off usually in February, and then we tour. We're a touring festival.
I love that.
Yeah, we're a touring festival, and we program all the way through December. So it's kind of a February through December, and we are now also an Academy Award qualifying film festival.
Tell me what that. You told me that on the. Tell me what
Yes.
that means. That is
Yeah.
so exciting.
We're the only festival in New Jersey.
So,
Yeah.
of all the festivals that exist in Jersey, the Thomas Edison Film Festival is now, when you say you're an Academy qualifier.
Yes, for animation and experimental short film.
So
Yes.
awesome.
So you get to look at all of them and say,
Yes.
here's our,
hundreds
and
of
here's
films.
what we recommend, and
That's
here's what
right.
we
That's right.
nominate. Oh, that's so
Uh-huh.
great.
And we're also Canadian Screen Award qualifier. Yes.
Really?
We're good friends with Canada.
Yeah, still.
We love Canada.
Still, there are no tariffs involved in this, right?
Oh my God,
All
I was
just making
about to make a joke.
It's a tariff-free industry.
We love Canada.
Yeah.
Actually, Canada really has a great history of experimental film and animation.
Oh, is that right?
Oh, yes. The Canadian Film Board is renowned for that.
Really?
And always celebrated and really lifted up experimentation in short film and animation. And I'm really honored too that Canada has recognized us also.
Now, is there a way that I can show some people some of the films, some past films?
Well, you can tell people to access our website because we have an archive
Oh.
of films from decades.
Tell me the website.
Yes, well, it is tefilmfest.org. Pretty easy.
That's it.
And then you can go
TE
to
obviously stands
TE
for?
for Thomas Edison,
Yes.
filmfestival.org. And on the menu bar at the very top, people can scroll and look for archive, type in whatever kind of film they're interested in seeing, maybe type in animation, and they'll get a whole laundry list of films
Wow.
that have been in the festival with the filmmaker's permission.
Right.
With the filmmaker's permission.
Yeah.
And we do not charge a nickel even for people to see it. We want to keep the festival open to all, and there's no streaming fee or
So for the festival that tours, there's no fees.
no.
So how do you,
there are fees for touring.
Yeah,
Yes, but for people to access, we want to be more inclusive.
Right.
So for people who maybe can't come out to see a program.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on the
they-
website, is there a calendar of where?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
There's a
Do
calendar.
you guys tour the country or tour New Jersey?
Oh, through past New Jersey.
Yeah,
Yeah, we tour
okay.
New Jersey, but we go all the way to New Mexico,
Really?
California.
Wow. So you're
Yeah.
coast to coast.
Yeah, coast to coast.
See, that's because film touches everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it touches everybody. It really does. So on the website, tefilmfest.org,
Filmfest, yeah.
you can find a calendar of where you guys are going to be.
Correct.
And so no matter where you guys are watching this or listening to this, check your calendar and see where the festival is, because again, it honors the filmmakers that focus on short stories, that have a story to tell,
Yep.
that are experimenting. And so I'm going to see if I can, I'm going to see if I can edit some of them into this,
Oh, cool.
so that they can just get a taste of what you guys do.
We also do talks with filmmakers,
Okay.
and those programs are on our site as well. And we call that Meet the Filmmakers. So, people that maybe can't attend a live, in-person
Sure.
event, they can, really learn more about
Yeah,
the
and-
filmmakers' work and so on.
And they can
Yeah.
stream it all for free. Now, do you guys take donations?
Of course.
Sure.
Yeah, we're a modest nonprofit, and we need all the help we can get.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
really
I was going to say
Of
traveling
course.
coast to coast.
Oh, yeah.
And can they donate on the website?
Absolutely.
So if you go to tefilmfest.org, you can also scroll and you'll see the donate button right?
Yep.
Or an area where you can
All the
donate.
way down.
If you love what they do, and who doesn't? I mean, it's film, it's expression. Then I encourage you guys. And listen, it's tough times. $1, $2, $5. If you get 1,000 people that donate $1,
No kidding.
there you go. It's
You know?
$1,000.
Yeah. Plus, I feel like I would almost rather have 5,000 donations of $1 than one large donation from
Whomever, from a
whomever
company. Yeah,
from a
yeah.
company. You
Yeah,
know,
'cause
and
they're
I
invested.
mean that
People aren't-
sincerely.
Because people are invested in it. They,
Yeah.
they believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
They love what you're doing,
Mhm.
and they want to give.
But you know, a lot has to do with our home base here in Hoboken too, with the museum. And I would say our patrons, the the people who come here are so eager to see the films. We've had amazing talks, Flavia, with people who've come to see our premiere and like special programs, and we have a number of them coming up too.
Now, is there a newsletter people can sign up so they get the news?
Well, for the Hoboken Museum,
We have
there
an
is.
e-newsletter that you can
Well,
sign
tell
up
me
through.
about your website.
Sure.
It's a
Hoboken.
good little segue. You like that segue?
Perfect.
HobokenMuseum.org, and you can sign up for our e-newsletter, which goes out weekly. And then I was just going to tag on to what Jane was saying. Hoboken, unfortunately, doesn't have a movie theater of our own, so this is a way.
Sad.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate. So, but we have Jane here, and we have the amazing filmmakers that she amplifies, and they're all, independent. And so the museum is honored to be able to provide this outlet and a place to gather.
That's great.
Yeah.
For the
And
artists.
how often do you do screenings here?
Well, we do almost one thing happens per month,
Oh, nice.
whether it's virtual or in person. So we do a lot of virtual things. Like right now, for example, in honor of Earth Day, April is Earth
Sure.
Month. So we
Why don't we give it 1 month?
I know, only a month, right?
Yeah.
But coming up really soon is Pride Month
Right,
in
June.
June, and we're doing a really special program here
Here.
with the museum.
And I
Yes.
guess can they get that information on both websites?
Yes,
It will be coming soon.
coming
All right,
soon.
coming
Stay
soon.
tuned.
We're working. Stay
Stay
tuned for
tuned.
Pride Month.
So make sure you sign up.
Family-friendly Pride Month.
Make sure you sign up for the newsletter on. Give me the website again.
HobokenMuseum.org.
It's pretty difficult, right? I have no memory. I have short-term memory. It's shorter. So HobokenMuseum.org.
Right.
Make sure you sign up for the newsletter, and make sure you go to the TE Film Fest. That I remember.
Good.
TEFilmfest.org, and look at all the events that are coming up, and see if they're touring in your area from February. Can they? So if people wanted to submit something, can they submit through the website as well, or get information on the website?
They actually will be able to submit starting May 1st.
Okay.
For the 45th annual season.
That is amazing.
Yep, number 45. And submissions are through Film Freeway, which is a really
Yes.
it's a very well-known platform.
Yeah. Can they? Is there a link on your website to get
Yes,
to there?
there is. Yeah.
Okay.
And they can also just go to filmfreeway.org and find us.
I just put Thomas Edison Film
Yes.
Festival. There you go. I'll put
Yep.
the Film Freeway website down here, all of your websites as well. And I encourage you to get, as I was saying earlier, I've been coming to Hoboken, as I'm sure a lot of people that are my age or older have been coming here since the late 70s, early 80s. And it has changed so much.
True.
But the history is so unbelievable. It's birthplace of baseball, right?
Right?
And of course, you had Frank Sinatra. There's so much that happened here. Frank Sinatra's, arrest happened in Hoboken. But there's so much history here, and to see it evolve over the years to what it's become today is just, it's something amazing. It really is.
True.
And you think about it back then, it's like, you're right on the water. What took so long to develop this place?
Who knows?
Yeah. But it's beautiful. The museum, again, it's small, it's intimate, it's
Yeah.
it's awesome. And the exhibits that they have up here right now is Philip Jean. We're going to show you some of his pictures. And he's a local resident that I'll save you the story for when you see his pictures.
We hand selected some Hoboken First facts based off of the Jim Hahn's book.
Oh, nice.
And so, yeah, it was something that I saw in the Montclair Book Center and thought it's great real estate. Why not, utilize it to continue educating people?
Yeah, it's very cool. Let's check it out. I got to see all of these. For steamboat, for steam ferry, for ferry ship, first rail. A lot of firsts down here. First detective series for Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, so cool. It's so
Wow. First touch tone telephone.
And then Maria Pepe is my favorite. She was the first girl to try to advocate to have girls play
For women's
Little League.
baseball. Yeah.
Title IX.
Yeah,
Wow,
she
these are
unfortunately was she aged out of the program by the time it came through, but she paved the way for everyone.
And these are undoctored, unfiltered.
Yeah,
these are
that's-
just
we just
wow.
go by his word.
Amazing.
Some are converted to black and white, obviously.
And Philip John.
And,
Yeah, Philip Jean.
Gene.
And so Philip Jean grew up in New York, but he's been living in Hoboken on and off since the 80s. But yeah, it's an interesting story. He shared this openly. He said that he would get in trouble in school, and that as a punishment, he got sent to like a specialized high school. And one of the majors there when he entered was photography, and he said it changed his life. He ended up graduating first in his class.
Wow.
And he was able to make a living doing commercial photography at that time with advertising.
Amazing when something clicks,
Yes.
right? When you're young.
Well, I think it's a great lesson about the power, like redemptive power of the arts.
Oh,
He just
100%.
needed an outlet,
Yeah.
and because he was precocious, and so photography was it for him. And so he lives in Hoboken. His apartment building faces east, and so all these photographs, are of Manhattan. And
Beautiful.
like Bob said, he gets up like at 4:30 in the morning. He has a little cat who lives with him, and we had a chance to meet.
that's his alarm clock.
The cat. It's like, all right, time to get up and feed me.
Right.
And so he shared openly with us, he actually had some heart trouble. He had health issues. But this is his way. He's still maintaining his photography practice. And so I think it's about the resilience of artists. You have
Yeah.
to still find a way to keep creating. And so that's what
Absolutely.
to me, that's what this show is all about. Is Philip says, I'm done selling things. I just want to enjoy life. I want
Yeah.
to enjoy my
Enjoy my
health.
work,
I want to
yeah.
enjoy being here. And it's such a meditative
Amen.
exhibit because he's just noticing what's around him.
Yeah.
So he's reminding all of us to make sure that we do too.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
There's
awesome.
also, many people think you have to go to Paris to photograph or Germany, like really do this travel. And here he is just walking out on his porch.
Well,
And
that's-
so
that's-
if you really see things.
That's the beauty of it. And I was talking to a friend of mine who he runs the Garden State Film Festival, or one of the board members. And we always talk about independent film. You don't need millions of dollars to tell your story. So it's similar here. For him to just walk on the balcony to tell his story of what he's seeing every morning, and because it changes every day. There's change every single day. So it's very cool.
It's sort of like pick your subject matter that's easily
Right.
accessible and work it.
Exactly. You can take pictures of your baby, take pictures of your neighbors.
Tree in bloom. or
Exact
whatever.
flowers
Sure.
when they first bloom and then they die.
Sure.
It's
It's
Yeah.
fun to see it through his eyes.
Yeah,
Because
very
we'll
cool.
never get up at this time.
So it's good to see his photographs.
Yes, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing this.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm happy you get to see it because this exhibit's actually coming down. So the next exhibit
Oh.
there's going to be a reception on Sunday. That was the one that I was speaking to you about. Is
Okay.
the photography
Yeah,
exhibit
yeah.
by Roberto Rosa III.
This Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Yeah.
We do
So how
a
often do you
photography.
rotate these?
Every 6-7 weeks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
people just need to
Yeah,
come
'cause
down
the
here.
artist is doing the work, so it's pretty easy.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
say
yeah.
it.
Yeah, exactly.
And we do an interview with them, which is a YouTube kind of experience.
Yeah.
So they're all archived, and we've been doing this since 2001.
So if someone wanted to submit, is there a way that they can
Yes,
submit?
yes. It's a big committee that reviews the
Sure.
work. And I'm sort of kidding. And basically, the mission is to interpret Hoboken or somehow a connection to Hoboken.
Okay.
So we're not going to generally show abstract work or science fiction.
Right, it's something
So
that's vital to the
something
community.
that's special to the town
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And we only do one person shows. It's a nice intimate space, but it's usually a serious artist rather than
Yeah, of course.
3 people. Or
And they
4
can
people.
submit, is there a website?
There is, but really we're still old school. Call on the phone. phone and say,
Okay.
come on over.
Just call the Hoboken
Yeah, make an
Museum.
appointment.
Historical
We don't, but, we do plan things a year in advance.
Yeah,
So
that's
it takes
awesome.
a little time to get it going, but as you get older, as you know, a year goes fast.
Yeah, it was last week. It was a year ago.
That's right.
Well,
That's
thank you
right.
so much. I really
Okay.
appreciate that.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait, so here we are. This the Sinatra Lounge.
The Sinatra Lounge, yeah,
So check
special
this
space
out.
dedicated to Frank Sinatra, where you can come listen to his music,
That's so
look
cool.
at his art, watch a video about his life.
And these are actual Sinatra paintings?
These are actual Sinatra paintings, and
Look at
that was like
that.
his stress relief. Singing was how
Yeah.
he made money, but painting was like his creative outlet.
And
Where
look
he
at
could
this
really
old thing.
go
I have
wild.
one. I have one that's very similar.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
We actually just bought a Victrola.
Oh, very cool.
My
This one?
husband and I, no. From it's sort of like a junk shop, antique place, barn in upstate New York.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And we're really excited. I haven't picked it up yet because every time we go to pick it up, it's raining. And it has to, and we have to stand it up in the truck. And,
Oh, yeah.
but I'm super excited.
Yeah, I have so many 78s.
Yeah.
This is beautiful.
Yeah.
And that's those are actual, the Rat Pack.
Yep. And if you look, we got JFK.
He met everybody. He was the chairman of the board.
Sure was.
Yeah. So the Hoboken Meadows. Tell me about the Meadows.
So maybe Bob can talk a little bit more. He and his wife were really instrumental in
Oh,
this.
so Bob, what can you tell me about the Meadows? The Hoboken
I can't
Meadows.
do it in a 30-second blog. No, well, just so you know, our exhibits change, so
Yeah.
it's not permanent.
Sure.
And this exhibit is garnered a lot of interest just because Hoboken, a lot of the issues that were dealing with the meadows, when over 60% of the land in Hoboken were estuaries and streams and so on.
Yeah.
Think about like when you drive by Secaucus on the turnpike.
Right, the Meadowlands. Yeah,
exactly.
This was
so
it.
we had Meadowlands too, but we did change that. But it does explain some of the problems that we still have today.
Oh, I'm sure.
And most people have never really taken on this topic. So it's all original research, and we've had a lot of interest.
And how often do you change the exhibits?
Not often enough, but generally an exhibit like this takes a while to put together.
Yeah, of course.
And we actually have to close, because we're small. So,
Yeah.
so it'll be up for a year. So
It'll be up for a year, okay.
So good for media to promote now.
Yeah, absolutely.
And,
Make
good
sure
for the end of the
people
year.
come down and check it out. the
There's
history.
an upper gallery exhibit which more art focused, and there are actually interesting photographs up there. They're all the New York City skyline at sunrise.
Oh, nice.
And they're up there. You could take a look at that.
Oh, sunrise from this perspective?
Yeah,
Oh, so you get
so-
the sun, the back sun, the sun
Well,
coming up
it's sun
from
coming
behind.
up at
Yeah,
4:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
most
yeah.
people never get up at that time.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
the gentleman who photographs, he a senior living in one of our senior buildings, and he's got a little balcony, and he gets up every morning and photographs.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then goes back to sleep. I
Yeah.
think. But undoctored, all pure.
Yeah,
And,
that's awesome.
I'm there.
You go to tefilmfest.org. Make sure you go to hobokenmuseum.org.
Yes, you
Yeah,
got it.
I got it. And check out, sign up for the newsletter, see all the events that are coming on, that are coming up. And if you happen to be in the area, just stop by. What are the museum hours?
The only day we're closed is Monday, so come any day.
There you go, today. But they open up just for this.
That's right. This
Just
is
for
a
you
special
guys.
occasion.
Yeah, just for you guys. Oh, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, so welcome.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Vera.
happy to have
I
you.
really appreciate it,
Thank
Jane.
you.
Thank you so
Thank
much. Make sure you check out the website, sign up for the newsletter, support your local arts, support your local artists. Events like the Thomas Edison Film Festival, museums like the Hoboken Museum. Once they're gone, they're gone. They don't come back. So I appreciate what you guys do
Thank you.
to honor and support
Thank you very much.
artists that produce these films, and certainly for you guys to keep the spirit and the foundation of Hoboken alive.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank
love
you.
you.
All right, be well, everybody.
All right.